Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Kinda All Good. Today I'm actually coming at you guys with a solo episode, which is the first ever. It's been a pretty crazy week, the last couple of weeks in general, and Weilyn's got some stuff going on, so I'm going to be taking this one solo. And I was thinking about like what to talk about or like how do I approach this. I was going to do like a kind of a Q&A thing, and I got some really cool questions. However, the day that I was supposed to record this, which was on Thursday, so 3 days ago, I had one of those days where I woke up in the morning and there was so much to do that I already felt behind. Like, when you like check your phone or like you see your messages or you see your calendar, like to-do list, and like you already feel so behind and like you're on this like endless treadmill, like hamster wheel. Like I felt that all day. And I just felt so anxious all day trying to like catch up to the next hour. Even if I put something like in my calendar, like, oh, I'll do this at like 5 p.m. At like 10 a.m. in class, I was like stressed out that I wasn't doing it. And it was just bogging me down all day. I felt like there was so much I needed to do and I just felt so off. And like it was I don't like canceling in general. I'm not someone who does that. And that's kind of not my vibe because I like to stick to like the schedule, but also be spontaneous to some degree. But for whatever reason, by coincidence, I was supposed to have like two meetings in the afternoon and they both got canceled by the other party. And I was like, damn, okay. So I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna have like 3 more hours now that I can like just like work. And I was so like at peace with that. So I finished my classes and I grabbed lunch real quick. I came back to my apartment. I sat down on my bed and I just took a nap. And I woke up from a nap and then I watched a Modern Family and then I took a nap again. And that lasted probably 3 to 4 hours. I was supposed to get some stuff done and I didn't. And old me, or like what I would have been, is like so upset with myself, and I would have let that just drown out. And during that time I was supposed to record Kind of All Good, and I was like, no, like I can't record Kind of All Good right now, like it's not okay, I'm not in the most like productive, like most amazing self. And I felt this like shame almost that like I wasn't using the time that I should have been using for productivity or like getting stuff done or like getting stuff organized, or like even not even like, okay, maybe let's say I had extra time to just like go around. I'm like, damn, like I'm in Paris, I should like go to a museum or go to an exhibit or like do something. Like I literally sat in my room watching old episodes of Modern Family with my LED lights on in my bed, like just cozy. And previous me of the last 2 years would have used this day or thought of this day as like an absolute failure. I would have been ashamed to talk about it, tell anyone. I wanted to put up this image that I was always doing something that was like better myself, help myself, all that sort of thing. It hit around 8 o'clock. I was supposed to go to a friend's house for dinner, which I did in the end. And around 8 o'clock, I finished my like episode, if you will, like episode of like just chilling. Like literally, I was like a Thursday. I was like, it's a weekday. Like, what am I doing? Da 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 da. This is supposed to be time I was supposed to do stuff, and I was relaxing, doing nothing, and it was the best thing in the world for me. Like the best thing. I finished that session feeling so rejuvenated, not because I took like the most amazing nap or like I was watching something that like furthered my mind. Like I felt so burnt out and so like on my wits' end. I just wanted to care for myself and do something that just would have let myself give me like fluff. Like I needed fluff. And that was exactly what I did. And it was so difficult because in the past I would have like beat myself up over that. But that day I felt so good. And then from that though, I would have beat myself up with that because I kind of would have spiraled. Like, okay, I didn't do anything this afternoon. It's not even worth it to go out tonight. Like it's so embarrassing. Like, oh my goodness, I did nothing. I might as well just like sit in my bed and like do nothing, just do my own stuff or like punish myself. I'm like, okay, now I have to do like 6 hours of work until like 2 a.m. and or I have to go on this like really long run or like something like that to punish myself. But at around 8 o'clock, I felt good. I finished one thing that I was actually pressing that I felt excited to do. Everything else I realized like was not as urgent. That's another thing too. Like I put urgencies on myself that aren't a thing. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but like self-imposed urgencies or self-imposed deadlines, and they can really freak you out. Not to say it's not good to like do work proactively, get stuff done, but like sometimes when that's taken too far, it can really it creates like too many deadlines in your mind, and that can be overwhelming sometimes. So around 8 o'clock, I got my stuff together. I went to the grocery store. I bought a couple ingredients for dinner, and I went to my friend's house for dinner and a party. And it was super nice and exactly what I needed. And when I got there, no one cares what you were doing that day to that degree or how much stuff you got done. People just want to vibe with you. And I almost went through like some sort of like mental like self-talk thing as I was walking over. It was like, you are cool, you are awesome, just be your awesome self, da 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 da. And it felt very yeah, of course it's artificial to like say those things to yourself because I didn't feel like super pow wow wow like 20 minutes prior. But that self-talk and like acting as if like you are the person you are and like you're proud of your day almost is something that really, really helped me. And I finished the day. Yeah, I got stuff done. Yeah, I was kind to myself, but also it felt full circle. So this is a little shout out to everyone who needs to take that time during a day. And yes, during the day, not necessarily on a weekend or time where it's struck out. If you need that time, take that time. If you're having a difficult day today, you feel like you're so overwhelmed, this is your reminder to take that moment and just relax. And with that in mind as well, I also want to talk about kind of not all good days because not all days are going to actually look good and not all days are going to be good in the whole essence. Many days like that day, for example, like didn't start off good just because I was like doing stuff in the morning, the day doesn't mean it was happy. Like it wasn't, I felt behind, maybe I was doing some stuff like I just felt so like I was behind all day and I just felt so behind in my thoughts, behind in who I was, so detached, so uncentered. So I put together a little list of a few things that helped me kind of bounce out of a kind of not all good day. That's not to say that the day is going to overwhelm be well or just that sort of thing. It's like I kind of think of days of like having multiple chapters, like maybe your pre-morning before you like see anyone, like your morning vibe when like before you go out into the world, maybe like your first like your morning before like lunch and then like your lunchtime, early midday and your afternoon, and that's almost broken into two parts, and then your dinner, your post-dinner evening. So the way I look at it is like a day doesn't have to be an absolute all good or all bad. It can have different chapters and different parts. So with that in mind, I put together a little list of ways that you can make these different chapters of your day a little good when you're in a funk. At least these are things that have worked for me in the past, and I highly recommend them to anyone. So the first thing for me is going outside. This is just like science, like humans, we like sun, vitamin D, we melatonin, all that sort of thing. Being outside, almost photosynthesizing is so powerful. Yes, of course, sitting outside is nice. Even like going on a walk wherever you live in the area, like just moving your legs signals to your mind that you're moving and you're going somewhere, you're exploring. Get outside in some way. Like being inside almost too comfortable sometimes, like in your cozy blanket and like you've got the air on and like you're cozy and the music side, like sometimes being too comfortable can disrupt it because you don't want to move, you don't want to get out of that area. So sometimes like all these things I'm sharing as well are like shocks to your body to like shock your day and to switch out of a negative vibe to like a positive vibe, at least for some part of the day. So I would say the first thing is go outside and do something, like something that is, if you're like an active person, go on a walk. If you want to go like just to the store, if you want to go get your nails done, you want to go see, maybe just get outside and move, like have something that you can like share almost. Like don't think about like you're telling others, like imagine you're retelling your day to yourself. What's something cool that you would want to do? So that's the first thing. The second thing is call someone that makes you happy. Of course, we all know so many people in our lives and some people you want to talk to, but sometimes it's not always the best time to talk to them. You have to be in a certain vibe. Call someone that you know in pretty much definite form that are going to make you happy. And of course, speak to them about things that are going to make you happy. So if you have a best friend or your close family member or whatever, and you have a point of tension, like don't talk about that point right now. Like talk about something that you know is going to make you happy. Someone's going to make you laugh. Call that someone. Call that someone. If you're more of an introvert, watch that movie, that happy movie that's going to make you feel good. But sometimes speaking to other people, especially those who understand you and can get you, can just totally change your day around. Like one, even 5-10 minute call can get you in a vibe to kind of remind you who you are, what you're passionate about. So definitely recommend doing that as well. The third thing, this is definitely something that's helped me a lot, is doing some exercise, workout, and then showering right after. And I say this is like a 2-part process because the first part is like moving your body and like getting yourself uncomfortable. May that be going on a swim or run, lifting weights, doing like a quick ab workout at home. And then that process of like, oh, I finished, and you're like marinating in like your physical exercise. And then you're taking like a shower to like cozy yourself up and like rejuvenate. It's such like a meditative practice that I've really come to love. And I do pretty much like I do every day. And sometimes that doesn't mean having to do like the most difficult, most crazy thing ever, just moving a little bit, sweating a little bit, feeling some sort of like I exerted some sort of energy, and then going ahead and showering. It's almost like a restart because let's say you're kind of like in an icky vibe, even doing something like 10 minutes quickly, whatever that may be. It could be an hour, whatever that may be, like exercising in some capacity that makes you feel happy and whatever that is. And then showering, resetting, putting on a new change of clothes, feeling refreshed. Okay, here I go. Just completely resets your mind and almost allows you to start a new day. Like it feels like you're starting a new day, which is then like a new chapter in your day, which can lead to new opportunities. And then also like, this is just a huge thing. at least most of my friends as well who have spoken to about this, like you just feel more productive after you kind of go through that cycle. So if you kind of feel in a rut as well, like with work or getting something done, that's always fun to do as well. The next thing I would say, so point number 4 is finish 3 5-minute tasks. I think of like tasks and to-do lists as like kind of a couple different categories. One is like these like big longer term projects that you have to break up into like multiple hours across multiple days. That's huge. Like, maybe you're studying for an exam and you're having like a 2-week study plan or whatever that may be, and you study 2-3 hours every day. That's one. The second one is kind of like let's say you have to like write a draft for like a 1,000-2,000 word essay. So nothing too long, but it's going to take you like 1-2 hours to kind of crank that out. And the third is these 5-minute tasks. So maybe it's like signing up for something or sending your information for something or inputting something, sending a quick email. These 5-minute tasks do not take a long time. However, because they don't take a long time and you kind of see them as like an extra thing on your to-do list in the same realm as like these longer tasks, you kind of get overwhelmed. And then from there, they build up. So although it doesn't take you as long to do it, you still see it as like, oh, it's one thing. And then because you don't see it as that big of a thing, it's easy for you to be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then as you're continuing to brush it off the next day, like the weight of it continues to grow. And then it just feels more stress to a situation. Like there's one thing right now, I have to send this one email. And like I'm seeing this to myself and I've been pushing it all day. It's not urgent, but it's important to me. And it will take 5 minutes, but I've just been pushing it off because I'm like, no, it's like fine. I can do another time, whatever. But like, honestly, if I sit down in 5 minutes, it'll be done. So put a 15-minute timer and subdivide that into 5 minutes. Do 3 of those 5-minute things. You'll only have elapsed 15 minutes, but you will feel so much more in the zone. Like you actually got that check box done. So that's number 4. And the 5th thing I would say is no matter what day of the week it is, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, start to plan your week ahead. Plan the next few days. What are the things you're going to be doing? What are you hoping to accomplish? Who are you going to be seeing? What's your day in the life going to look like? Plan ahead, because then at least you can think about the future. Maybe today's not the best day for you, and that's totally fine. But what is the future going to look like? How can you kind of help position yourself and help future you? So maybe making plans, lunch plans with someone, or crafting out time like in your calendar, like 2 hours, I'm going to be focusing on this. Making like fun plans, like going to a movie or traveling or something like that. Also maybe even scheduling like reach outs and things like that, of things that are more like personal development, but like planning your week ahead and planning your future inspires you to be the person you want to be in the future, which will help you to be the person you want to be in the present. So those are my 5 main points. I know this is kind of all over the place, but I just really wanted to come on and share the sentiment that like on Thursday, I was not having a good day, but I found calmness and being able to see the growth that I just intuitively took a break. And that's exactly what I needed. And if anyone here needs to do that or needs a reminder to do that, go for that. But if that break doesn't make you feel good or even feel shittier after that, use these 5 things. So 1, go outside. 2, call someone who makes you happy. 3, work out then shower. 4, finish 3 5-minute tasks. 5, plan your week ahead. Can definitely help you change a chapter in your day and feel a little bit more you. If anyone tries this, please reach out, or anyone wants to talk about their bad day, please reach out. Not every day is going to be a kind of all good day. Some days are going to be kind of all bad days, but we're here through them all because again, your life's a marathon. Not everything happens overnight, and things will work out. Everything will happen for a reason. So I know this is a quick one. This was just a solo episode. I do miss my co-host Weilyn. I hope sending her all the love. But for those who are interested in continuing to follow Kind of All Good in the Entrepreneurs Network, we'll have everything linked below. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know if this is something that you guys are interested in or would like to talk more about and all that sort of thing. But hope you have a kind of all good day, or if you're not, have a kind of all bad day and enjoy it. Bye.